Automotive 11. This is part 2 and we're going to be talking about fuses. When you turn on your headlights, start the engine, or plug in your phone charger, you're relying on your car's electrical system. But what protects all those circuits from damage? The answer is fuses, small components with a big responsibility. In this video, we'll dive into where fuses are located, how they work, what they control, and how they relate to positive and negative wiring. So let's get to it. Most cars have at least 2 fuse boxes. The first is under the hood, called the power distribution center, which we can see here, and it controls the engine and other high power systems. So if you look right here, this is what I'm referring to. Now we've just slipped this off with the tab, but this is kind of what you can expect the average fuse box to look like. Now the second one is inside the cabin. Often under the dashboard or near the glove box. This one handles interior electronics, like your radio, lights, and accessories. Some vehicles, especially SUVs or electric cars, have a third fuse box in the trunk. Always check your owner's manual to find each panel in your device. So, for the one inside the cabin, we're referring to all the way just behind the steering wheel at the very back. I will insert a picture of it so you guys can see with the flash on and everything, a close-up of all the fuse box. And here is this tool here, and it's called the puller. There's a few different names for it, but basically this is what you use when you want to change a fuse. Perhaps it broke, and so basically you take this, and looking at your manual and in the diagram of what fuse dictates what light, you'll be able to tell which one you need replacing. Perhaps it didn't turn on right, and so the last thing is go ahead and basically grab onto the fuse itself and then just yank it out, and then the new one can go in its place. Now, as for what fuses relate to which light systems, let's go over that. So here's a look at the manual, and again, they come with diagrams. So this is the under the hood cover fuse box, and if we're ever looking for the cooling circuit, the brake system, or the headlight high beam, there's also, if you flip a page, this is the in the cabin fuse box, and so this is the brake lights or the backup lights in this case. You can see the windshield wipers are also from the back fuse box. So all this information again can be found in your manual, and all these have rows and designated areas that you can see match up. And in the tables you can see it includes the fuse, the ampere, and the circuit, and that's how to follow what to change when something is not working. So now let's go to how fuses work. A fuse is a sacrificial component designed to protect the circuit. Inside the plastic casing is a metal strip called the fuse element. It melts if the current exceeds a specific level, breaking the circuit. This prevents wires from overheating or components from burning out. Every fuse has an amperage rating. For example, a 10 amp fuse will blow if the circuit draws more than 10 amps. If you replace a blown fuse, always use one with the same rating. Using a higher rated fuse can cause serious damage or even fire, because we know how a car will explode. Underhood fuses control things like the fuel pump, the engine control unit, ECU, cooling fans, the ignition system. Interior fuses handle electronics like power windows and locks, radio and infotainment systems, interior lights, and USB ports. Climate controls, critical systems like airbags and ABS also have dedicated fuses for safety. Fuse panels usually include diagrams or labels to help you find each one, which again, you can be found in your owner's manual. To understand fuses, we need to look at the electrical wiring itself. Cars use direct current, DC. The electricity flows from the positive terminal of the battery through the fuse and into a component like a headlight. It then returns to the battery through the negative terminal, usually via the car's chassis ground. Positive wires, often red, carry power to the device. Negative wires, often black, complete the circuit. Fuses are always placed on the positive wire before the component. If something goes wrong, say a short or power surge, the fuse cuts power before any damage is done. A solid ground is just as essential. Bad grounds can cause flickering lights or failure of entire systems. Fuses are tiny, but they're one of the most important safety components in your vehicle. Knowing where they are, what they control, and how to replace them gives you the power to fix problems before they become major issues. So the next time something in your car stops working, check the fuses first. Thanks for watching.